This discussion provides a revealing snapshot of where the Dallas Cowboys stand entering the next phase of roster construction. The central takeaway is straightforward. Dallas remains a capable offensive team, but its defensive inefficiency undermined the entire operation. That is the most important point raised in the segment. The panel notes that the Cowboys produced the fourth most efficient offense, while also fielding the least efficient defense in football. From an evaluation standpoint, that kind of imbalance is difficult to overcome. It means the team does not necessarily require a complete rebuild, but it does require decisive action, particularly if Dallas wants to become a serious contender rather than a team that simply looks dangerous on paper. Brian Schottenheimer's comments reinforce that interpretation. He frames the problem as one of consistency, not total dysfunction. He describes Dallas as a very good football team that failed to maintain a stable standard in the details of preparation and execution. That is a significant distinction. It suggests the organization believes the foundation is stronger than the results indicated, but it also places greater pressure on coaching, structure, and personnel decisions. If the internal belief is that the roster already has legitimate pieces, then the next question becomes how the Cowboys should use premium assets to restore balance. That brings the discussion to the draft. Conventional thinking says Dallas should prioritize defense in the first round, and the logic is obvious given the numbers. However, the panel introduces a more nuanced perspective by emphasizing value over immediate need. That is where the possibility of an offensive selection, specifically a receiver such as Carnell Tate, becomes relevant. If Dallas views a prospect like Tate as a long-term foundational player, then passing on him solely because the defense needs help could be short-sighted. Teams drafting in the top half of the first round are not only trying to patch present weaknesses, they're trying to secure core contributors for the next decade. The George Pickens discussion adds another layer of complexity. In the short term, a CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens pairing could give Dallas one of the league's most dangerous receiver combinations. But the long-term question is whether Pickens is realistically part of the organization's future beyond the next phase of contract negotiations. The panel suggests that any extension could become expensive, difficult, and contentious. If that is the case, Dallas has to consider whether investing in another wide receiver now would actually be a proactive move rather than a luxury. The broader point is that the Cowboys are at a strategic crossroads. They have an offense good enough to compete, but not a defense good enough to support deep postseason ambitions. They also have offensive talent that may not remain together indefinitely, which complicates a simple defense-only draft approach. That is why this discussion matters. It shows that the decision at pick 12 is about more than plugging a hole. It is about how Dallas defines value, how it projects the future of the roster, and whether it can finally align offensive firepower with defensive credibility. Momentum at Dallas will depend on getting that balance right. Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe.